Up here unpacking the truck right now here at Lake Colorado. And one of the things I need to do, especially run a vlog, right, is be able to upload to the internet and communicate. Once again, I have our Starlink satellite with us. Now, I don't know, I'm gonna leave it sitting on that fence like that, probably not. Just set it up there for the moment. But what I am gonna do is I'm gonna go inside, connect the router box up in there. I've got the cable ran in already. And then I'll open the app here on my phone and we're gonna look where the best signal is right now. And then I'll unstow the unit. Right now it's in stow mode like that. And it'll rock, kind of like my phone here, it'll rock up and spin or wherever it needs to be and set itself. And it may do that a few times over the next couple hours until it positions itself in the optimal position. And there could be times that it needs to reposition itself again. Now what I want to do is go to the app. So we're going to go right there to the app. And then the other thing I need to do, see it says connect to Starlink Wi-Fi. So if you're connected to a different device, like I'm connected to a hotspot right now, you want to go in and change that. Right now I'm connected to that, but here's Texas Filipino, and that is the Starlink right there. So it's going to connect to, now we're going to leave that and go back over here to Starlink. And now it says, see that it's offline and it's determining location. So now let's go out here and find its best location. So one of the things I want to show you, you see it says to unstow. So I'm going to hit unstow. So we can get focused there. And now we'll give it a minute. And it's going to think about things and it's going to reposition itself. There it goes. And it's lining itself all up. I don't have to do anything. And we'll just give it time now. Time is the ticket to it all. Alright, so right now you see it went offline and it just came online. So even before I did a search for satellites in the sky, it has already found signal and it's already connected. I literally have internet right this minute. Now, it may not be the optimal internet yet because it's still setting itself up better. So it could have just attached to a satellite far off that's passing over and give itself time. It'll find itself the optimal position that as all of the group, the constellation of satellites are passing over, it'll go to the best position to catch them as they pass over. But let's just go ahead and check out visibility real quick. So you're going to see me recording this. So it says check for obstruction. So it wants me to hold this up to the sky and check for obstructions. So here we go. It says I'm ready. Now I'm going to point it up, so I'm trying to, you see it's finding all this. I'm looking around. There's more of them over that way towards the house. And I need to find where the rest of them are. I'm still looking around. There was something else. Probably didn't do the best job on this because I'm trying to hold two phones at one time. So there's another one there somewhere. Oh, I just found it. So view results. And it'll tell me if something like the house is in the way or something like that, or a big tree. And it says you may want to find a better spot. So it's telling me towards the north I had a lot of obstruction. You may want to find a better spot. So let's look at that. Where was the north on it? So that's what I'll need to figure out is the north. And it could be something like that big mango tree right there. It could be the very thing blocking it. I might could just set it up there high on that. Numerous different places, just up higher and clear. I could even get right back here possibly to where I'm not so down next to this tree because it changes the point in the sky greatly. I move back. So we're gonna try again. It's processing again, and this time when I ran it, I looked there and it's the house itself that's my obstruction. I may just want to go on to the other side. Yeah, it's not so bad. It's not real bad. It's just a little bit of obstruction there. I could probably just go on the other side of the house here, right where through those windows are, because it's going to really want to look north a lot, because there's more constellation of satellites in the northern hemisphere right now, and than there is at the equator in the southern hemisphere. So right now, though, even with all that, I'm online. Here I am, up behind Lake Laguna, up in the mountains at Lake Caliraya, and here I am with internet right here in the Philippines. It may be intermittent, it may still have some gaps, but nonetheless, it's internet and works pretty good. I mean, every once in a while they fill the constellation more, there may be a gap. It's really cloudy outside right now, rainy, and it's pretty good. Look at that. I mean, that's not bad at all. That's not blazing at this moment, but I'm gonna tell you, it's not bad either. That's pretty darn good, especially to be mobile. And it says that I'm not close enough to my Wi-Fi, so it's giving me down here that you can see higher speeds with a better Wi-Fi connection, because the router was kind of a long ways from me there just then, and through all these concrete walls. So there we go right there. Now that is not too bad at all. It has readjusted itself there just a little bit now, and I saw some little micro movements as well. So it's still honing itself in, and what it usually says, to give it, an hour or two for it to settle in and find its peak position. So see, it's still getting itself all honed in. Now check that out right there. And this can change though as the satellites pass over. Where that satellite is it a version 1 satellite that does not have lasers interconnecting with the other satellites in space? Or is it a version 2 that does have lasers that's interconnecting the satellites in space? And right there, that is pretty darn good right there. Who could complain on that? So there it is right there. The Starlink online in the mountains above Laguna, working strong, working perfect, and we have internet wherever we go. Not a problem right there. Wherever we go, as long as we have power. And so one of the next things I'm going to be doing is I'm going to be either adding an inverter to this truck, and then we have power on the road wherever we go. But there is a remedy for that. I've got a couple different companies right now that have contacted me about testing out their what they call solar generators, which is a big lithium battery. Sometimes it's not lithium, it might be nickel, or it might be lead acid. The particular ones right now are lithium ion, LiFePO4, lithium iron phosphate. I'm going to be doing some reviews of some of that equipment if everything goes well. Now the problem is that I'm in the Philippines, and these companies are contacting me and they want me to review this equipment, and I'm happy to review it. We all know that fits in right with this channel. It fits in exactly with this channel, because I push solar, I push off-grid, I push being independent, and I push having a backup in a tropical country like this, in an island nation, that there's a lot of typhoons, earthquakes, and natural disasters, that you can't always rely on the power grid. But those solar generators are not only good for having backup power for your home, they're good for having travel power as well. And there's different size units. You may want a really small, compact, portable one that you don't need a huge amount of power, or you may want a bigger one that you can even expand and have an additional battery connected to. So we'll see what happens if they're able to ship those to me here in the Philippines for me to review them, or is that going to be something I can only do stateside, and that's going to be kind of hard because it's going to be a while for them there. But it is definitely something going on in the works, and I have 3 different companies right now that have contacted me. They've sent over the contracts and all for them to send the product for me to test it. And you all know I'll give an honest review, an absolutely honest review. And I look forward to doing that for you guys, and maybe it's something that would help you out here in the Philippines. And instead of you spending your money up front trying to figure out if it's a good or bad product, let the company send it to me and I'll find out for you, and I'll tell you the truth if I like it or don't like it, okay? But to show you that Starlink is an absolute gem, just like it worked out great when we were on Ramen Island, and that's how you all got to still see a video while we were there. All right, we'll see you on the next one. Take care, God bless, and let's keep on following and see how this Starlink does.